Hey guys, welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be talking about Jackson Cross, or X-Cross if you're familiar with the Japanese naming. We're going to be talking a bit about his history and how he got Sword Drawn or Drawn Sword, and what that Beyblade originally looked like when he obtained it. So one thing worth mentioning is that when Jackson was originally on Team Pendragon, he actually lent out Sword Drawn to Chrome in order to let him use that while on the team. I'm assuming before he ended up building Cobalt Drake. But yeah, so Dransword has actually had two professional users during its lifespan, both Jackson and Chrome. So I don't think it's any surprise that Sword Drawn or Drawn Sword is the first Beyblade that we see Cross use in the anime. It's also one of the first releases in Japan back when Beyblade X first came out about a year ago. It's pretty iconic, but this isn't originally what the Beyblade looked like when Jackson Cross actually got it. This is what Sword Drawn originally looked like. So this was a pack-in with the most recent issue of Koro at the time of making this video, the July 2024 issue. So if you're not familiar with Koro, it is a magazine that is published in Japan monthly. It is what Beyblade has always run in since the beginning of Beyblade, and occasionally they will pack in stuff. So this issue, they packed in like a Cardfight Vanguard deck, the blue Cobalt Drawn Sword layer, and a couple trading cards. So pretty cool magazine. You have all kinds of interesting stuff in here like Splatoon, Minecraft, Doraemon, Zoids has been published in this, Mega Man, Pokemon. Pretty thick magazine. It's almost 700 pages. This magazine actually only costs 700 yen in Japan, which is about $5. This issue came with a little mini comic that explains some of the backstory of Cross. In the comic, we have sort of a throwback to when Cross was a little kid, and it shows him training with his sensei. His sensei calls him over and basically congratulates him on doing so well with his training. X, of course, not paying attention, shoving his face full of sushi. His sensei tells him to stop eating. His sensei tells him that he's got nothing left to teach him, so as a sort of completion gift for his training, he gifts him with the strongest Beyblade, Sword Drawn. X is pretty thrilled by this. Obviously, the Beyblade looks amazing. His sensei explains that it is designed for heavy attack usage, and with the extra metal paint, it should increase the power because of the increased weight. His sensei tells him that the name of the Beyblade is Sword Drawn, and with that, Cross is super excited and immediately wants to battle his sensei with it. So they end up fighting, and it's not immediately clear who wins, but it's sort of implied that Cross is able to win. Unfortunately, he's a bit upset because his new Sword Drawn Beyblade got scratched up. So Cross asks his sensei to fix it, and his sensei basically says there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't need to be fixed. Just because it chips doesn't mean there's a flaw with it. In fact, every time that you battle and you're chipping more off the Beyblade, it just means that you're getting stronger. And his sensei basically tells him that over time, through battles, he'll end up making this the strongest Sword Drawn. After that, we cut back to modern day, where Multi has been doing repairs on Sword Drawn, and says to Cross that he needs to be careful with it, use it with care, because there's been a lot of repairs done to it. After that, they're sort of reminiscing about Beyblade memories, and of course, Cross wants to battle Multi, and that's sort of the end of the comic. I really liked this sort of mini comic that they included. I thought it was super interesting that they sort of gave us a little more backstory on Cross and how he obtained Sword Drawn. I think it's interesting that it used to be painted, and he literally battled it so much, all of the paint is gone. A question some people may have is why the gear chip and sort of the plastic center inlay changed colors. It could just be that over time it got damaged, and so they ended up replacing it. I think it's probably as simple as that, but at least according to the manga, according to this mini comic, that blue painted Sword Drawn is what it originally looked like. So next time you're battling your Beyblades, let's say you have a painted one and it gets chipped up, I wouldn't worry too much about it. It just means that you're getting stronger with the Beyblade that you're using. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button for the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already for future Beyblade content, and I will see you all in the next one.